I've been asked to take a look at this Pandora's box thing. This belongs to a friend of mine. I think it's quite similar to the thing that I did in this video here. In fact, I think it's the same, it's just got a different skin on it. Apparently the problem with this is that when you put power in, it lights up, but it doesn't connect to a TV, there's no display, and there's no sound, so it's either not coming on at all, or there's a display problem. But the fact there's no sound means it's probably a power issue. Here, let me demonstrate. There you go, lights are on. You can just about make that out. And let's just plug it into this. There we go, no signal. And then it goes into power saving. So if we've got a power switch on the back, which turns the lights off. So that's definitely on. But we get nothing on here. Let's just cycle that. There we go, no signal. So yeah, I don't think it's working at all. So let's take it apart and see if we can figure out what's going on.
We've got a thing that's a box that belongs to Pandora. It appears to be dead, needs reviving, it's what we order. Fix up with no skills, just a bodge by the captain. Straight up, gonna mess with this, see how it acting. Showing much love to the concrete donkeys. Badger Squatch, Cooey Jingus, Frequent TV, Sigma 4, Lee Benz, the support hero, Anthony Dean, Adam Taylor, Dr. Princess Wizard, Tim House Magdeburg. Couldn't do it without you, thank you from the heart. Another HHG before we got this open to make a start. Ours Newton Maxi Fish and all hail a new king. He's fresh this week, it's Danny King. Terra Putamaki, Larger, B Money. Fox Cutter, Alice Margatroyd, Demo DB. Hemi 84, Nick Adams, Hammy Cheesy. Heinzie Hall, Fronsky Friends, Infinity. Kangle Bird, Chris Jenkins, Inflip. Eric Broders, Pappy Wappy, Esther Ray Keegan. Kill Switch, Stuart Coles, and so. We wrap things up with a Mighty Monkey Joe Tokyo. Peace.
I think I'm going to have to work on it like that. I was hoping that I could take this out, but I'd have to remove the LED lighting strip. And the speaker, that's no problem, but I mean, I suppose I could. It just means I have to glue it back down again. It's quite... I mean, I can take the board out of this, I suppose. So, well, let's have a look at it first. Yeah, let's take the board out. Shall we? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to need the power switch. I think I'm going to have to work on it where it is. What I want to do first and foremost is check that we're getting power in. So let's plug it back in. Right, so we get a red light there. So it's definitely getting power. So power's getting in, but it's definitely not booting up. I mean, what's under there? I'm guessing that's the main chip. It's just very small. Right, well, zoomed in, I can just about make that out. So let's just see if we've got voltages around the place. This is really hard. I need to stop with the double entendres today. Have we got 12 volts going in? Yes, we do. Right, then where does it go? It presumably goes to this switch. 12 volts, and then it presumably comes out of the switch. 12 volts, let's turn the switch off. 12 volts. And no 12 volts. So the switch is working, because we're getting 12 volts here, which is feeding this LED power strip and this board. So then where does the 12 volts go after that? I think I'm going to have to take the board out and look underneath, because I can't see any traces here, so presumably it goes underneath to somewhere else. But let's just see if we've got any voltages anywhere else on this board. Let's try at this coil. got 5 volts of that coil on both sides. Let's try this one. And we've got 1.3 at that one. I'm going to have to take this board out because it doesn't look like the voltages are present. In fact, before I do it, let's see if anything's getting hot under the thermal cap. We've got a heat spot there, which is the LED. We've got one there. These aren't particularly warm, to be honest. But other than that, there's nothing. I mean, that isn't even that hot. What is it, 24 degrees? Probably normal. I want to see what's under this. So let's have a look. There we go. Right, so we've got a rock chip under there. Let's see if we've got any shorts on any of these capacitors in this area here. In fact, let's check the whole board. Multimeter in continuity. Okay, there's one there. Let's just check it on ohms and make sure that it's a full short. Which one was it? That one. Oh. Well, that's now... I've got my leads. Let's put my leads the right way around. People get upset when I put my leads the wrong way around, and with good reason. 0. And the other side, 0. Now it's 3.5 megohms. Is this another one of those really irritating things? Right, let's see if the short is still there, based on what I was doing before. No. See, I don't understand why that happens. I'm sure someone's probably already told me, but I just don't get it. It was beeping a minute ago and now it's not. Is it because I've had power in the board? I don't know. Surprisingly. I know nothing. Right, let's carry on. I'm just thinking about it. I had this before on... Was it the Street Fighter 2 arcade machine? I can't remember. And that ended up being a coil, didn't it? That's still working, by the way. Right, well, I've not gone across everything, but apart from that first one, which was trolling me, I think it's fine. I'm going to get this under the microscope and do a visual inspection. Okay, so we've got power going in here. Let's just check that 0 ohm resistor. I didn't check. Well, I did check them in the last video, but I didn't say anything about it. I just checked all the resistors and it was fine. But you know me, I can never resist a 0 ohm resistor. It's a terrible, terrible catchphrase, but you never know, it might catch on. Multimeter and continuity. It's all good. We've got 2. They're both good. Right, let's carry on. That's the LED. Right, the switch is here. This is the little component that was getting mildly warm, which to me meant it was working. This coil looks fine. Right, the other thing that I didn't understand was how to measure a coil. So that's beeping on continuity, but the one on the Street Fighter one was beeping on continuity, but it had failed. And again, I feel like someone told me the answer to this, but I just don't retain any information. I mean, if I check it on ohms, what do we get? See, it's like a dead short. It's 0. It's a dead short. So how do you know if that's failed or not? Anyway, looks alright. Right, let's carry on with the visual inspection. Another coil there, let's check that one. So, same as the last one, 0.1. J3Y. That's the thing, the Y1 thing, isn't it? Again. They look okay though. I've had those fail on me like numerous times. Another 0 ohm resistor, yay! I can never resist a 0 ohm resistor. No, stop it, Steve. That one's okay. Okay. And okay. Free hair. That is definitely not one of my hairs. And the person who gave me this doesn't have any hair, so it's not his either. Now we've got another coil. Yeah, it's all good. Oh, 0. Yep. Another J3Y. But again, looks okay. Oh! Do we have a small crack in that coil? But again, it's checking fine. Let's check it on ohms. Right, it's the same as all the others. So if that didn't have a crack in it, how would I know if that had failed or not? I mean, it might not. It might be fine. But that's the only thing I've got so far. I'll come back to that if I don't see anything else. Oh, 0 ohm. Boo. Right, well, I'm not seeing anything else. So, the first thing I'm going to do... Where is it? I'm going to take that off. I did buy some. Because every time one of these things fail, I mean, it's not happened to me that often, probably 2 times, I've replaced them with a random one that I found on a Nintendo Switch, and as it happens, they've worked. But I bought some. So this one is marked up 2R2. What does that mean? Does that mean it's a 2.2 or a 22? Yes, it is 2.2, and to prove it, that says 2R2 on it. But that is massive compared to that. Massive. I'm not even sure it's going to fit on the pads. Yeah, it's an absolute beast. I mean, it might do, because the bottom of this is quite wide. Let's take this one off, and then we'll see if we can get that on. If not, I might have to go and get one off a Nintendo Switch again. Right, I've got my... This is quite a thick board, so I've got my hot air on 450 degrees low airflow. I think it's 40%? No, 40 out of 120. Work that out as a percentage yourself. It's 33%, Steve. It's quite easy. It's a third, yeah. Is that going to... I think it might do, actually. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of flux on and add some leaded solder. And then we'll see if it'll flow into place. I mean, it appears to be, doesn't it? Well, actually, it's still moving, which is not a good sign, is it? Like it can't quite find its home. It's doing a little dance. Yeah, it's sort of joining onto the ones to the side of it. Come away. Right, look, I'm going to leave it there, because it's sort of bounced back there. And I'll see if that is on. Just clean up some of this fluxage while the ball's still warm. Well, the good news is, it's not moving. So it's definitely on, but it's just whether it's on the pads properly. Let's see if we can... see. I think we're good. I think we're good. Yeah, that looks like it's on to me. Just make sure it's not touching anything next to it. No, we're good there. And we're good there. Okay, well, I mean, we can't test it. How do we test it? I don't know how to test it. Let's just see if there's continuity through it. Well, yes, that there is. Do you know what? I'm just going to test it now, see what happens. Right, I think that should be enough to test. We don't need the buttons and such like plugged in. Right, so we still get a red light. Maybe we might get some sound if it's good. No sound. Let's plug the TV back in, just in case there is a display. What I should say at this point is I've looked at the HDMI port and it looks fine, but if this doesn't work, then I'll have a closer look at it. Right, okay, let's switch that on. Right, so LEDs still come on. Power saving. Nothing. Right, so I don't think it was that. Just whilst that's on, I'm going to see if anything's getting warm here. Well, yeah, the coil that I put on is red hot. No, it's not. It's the chip. It's the chip. It's this chip, which is the rock chip, which is probably normal. I mean, how hot is it? 36.7 degrees. Yeah, I mean, it's warm, but it's not red hot. Does that mean that rock chip's failed? It's just odd that that inductor coil had a crack in it. Why would it crack if it hadn't failed? Maybe something else around there has failed, which made it crack. Okay, well, let's have another look. Right, I've got this thing rigged up to a bench power supply now. 12 volts. It's drawing 0.066 amps, which is not a lot, but and still the only thing getting warm is the rock chip. This one here. All the voltages are present around here, so checked on the coil that I've just installed. This one. And hopefully you can see that. So if we go on, well, this side of it, which is the output side, you can see it's 1.3 volts. And then coming out of this little, I don't know what it is, voltage regulator thing, there's 1.3 volts. So it's coming out of there, going through the coil, passing through to the other side. Then it goes down to this little capacitor here, 1.3, and then we've got 1.3 all the way, basically, into the rock chip. So at the moment I'm thinking it's the rock chip that's failed. One thing I haven't taken into consideration is that this thing it's got an SD card in it, which I'll show you. Maybe the software's gone faulty. I mean, I don't know. But I'm going to take it out and let's see if we can read it in a computer. And if not, maybe it needs replacing. I don't know. Okay, so the SD card is in here and it's actually, well, it's got a sticker over it. There, little micro SD. So let's pop that out and let's try it in the computer. See what happens. I don't think it's that. All the files come up, and if we go into ROMs, all the ROMs are there. I think it's fine. We even got movies and music. So yeah, I don't think it's that. Right, I'll put the thing back in. Just tested it again, still the same. I've checked around here. This is absolutely fine. I've checked. Voltages are absolutely everywhere. This rock chip is getting the voltages it needs. I think it's this. What is that? What's going on? Oh, you are kidding me. What is that? Is that wire? Or is that just a hair? I think it's just a hair. I'm pretty sure that's just like a little fibre or something, but I'm just going to double check that it's not conductive. That was just my leads touching together. I don't think it is. Although I don't know. It does look kind of shiny, doesn't it? No, we're getting no beeps. So yeah, I don't know what that is. But that makes me wonder if there's any other rubbish underneath this chip. Why would there be? I mean, it's so hard to see, isn't it? I'm wondering whether to give this a reflow. I mean, I don't think it's going to make any difference, but I'm kind of out of options. I might just throw it out there and see if anyone can help me. Or shall I reflow it? Am I going to do more harm than good? I should probably test it now, remove that bit, but I don't think it's going to work. Nope. Right, I think I am going to reflow it. Although I was putting pressure down on it and it didn't make any difference. The thing is, I don't want to do more harm than good. Someone might know. Let's try reflowing it. There we go, it moved slightly, so that's reflowed. Probably a waste of time, but let's test it. Just so you know, it is connected to this monitor, I am looking at it off screen, but I'll let you know if it comes on. Oh my god, that's drawing more amps. Is that because it's still hot? Oh my god.
Pandora BOX DX. Battle continue.
Oh my god. I did not expect that to work. I'm wondering whether it's just because it's so hot. I'm going to turn this off and we're going to let it cool down. Wow. I genuinely did not think that would work. I'm going to leave it for... Well, let's leave it for 5 minutes so it cools down properly. And then I'll try it again. Wow. Right, 5 minutes is up. Let's put the power back in. We're getting the same amp draw. We're getting the increased amp draw. Come on. Oh my god. Battle continue. Right, well, I think it's working. Well, it is working. Honestly, what was it? A cracked solder joint under the rock chip? Maybe I've disturbed another component around the rock chip? I don't know. Didn't expect it to work, and it did. So I'm going to put it back together, and then we'll just give it a proper test. But yeah, bit of a weird one. I suppose what I should do is try it with the actual power supply rather than the bench power supply, but I still think it should work. Well, let's find out. This thing is so big, I don't know how I'm going to film it. Maybe like that? You know, you can almost see the screen. Isn't it a delicious racy angle? Let's try that. Right, we've got power to the TV. Let's switch this on. Come on.
Pandora BOX DX.
Ah.
Battle continue.
That's the internal speaker, so that works. I haven't plugged the HDMI in, which is a schoolboy error. Only I could see where it went. Let's try that again. Come on. Oh yes.
Pandora BOX DX. Battle continue.
I don't know how I'm going to play a game. Let's try and zoom out a bit. Right, you can see the problem I've got here. Right. Yes. I don't know what any of these games are. Double Dragon Plus. Where's it gone? How do I play it? Like that. I don't know. Let's do Eddie. He looks good. It's loud, isn't it?
Eddie versus Marianne.
Maran.
Round 1. Fight.
I've never played this game before. I like it. It's got some Street Fighter 2 vibes. Haha! That's not good. Haha! Take that, Marion.
Eddie win.
Eddie win one. Shh. Stupid box.
She eyes me like a Pisces when I am weak. I've been locked inside your heart-shaped box